Hello guys, welcome to this my YouTube channel. My name is Patani Joshua Victory and I will be teaching you a lot, just a lot in this channel. Only if you are very attentive and follow me strictly, as I will be guiding you across everything that you need to know. Well, in this channel, I'll be teaching you how to design a blog website, how to design an e-commerce website, how to design a company website, how to design an NGO website, and how to design a Bitcoin investment website. I am very sure that you will enjoy this class at the end of the class if you can only follow the class thoroughly and strictly. Well, before we do anything, I would like you to go get your pen and your book, because you must put something down, and at the end of the class you will be given an assignment in which you will be submit if you are one of my students that I am teaching website design. And if you are not one of us, please try to check the number that's showing on your screen now and call me or text me on WhatsApp to be one of our members at a very affordable price. Definitely you will enjoy our class. Let me tell you something that you need to know. Maybe you think that watching the video on YouTube channel for free, it might be enough for you, but definitely if you register as our student, you'll be able to have more opportunity getting some premium team and getting more things that are going to be secretive on this YouTube channel that you won't have access to until you are a member. I hope you get that right. So in this class, in today's class, I'll be opening you and I'll be exposing you to some basic things in website design that you need to know. I mean, what is a website? Sometimes you might be hearing of website because it's the regular statement that everybody uses around the globe. Do you understand that? But then you need to know the basic definition of a website, what a website is, what it looks like, and some terminologies that are used in website design. Well, as a website designer, you should know many terminologies, not necessarily because you are going to use them to answer any question, or not necessarily because you are going to use them to do any work. Nobody is going to ask you that what is the definition of website, but then you need to have the basic knowledge of what is identified by common domain name and published on a web server, which is also called hosting. What am I trying to say? If you are looking at your screen and following the screen, you will realize that a website is a collection of web pages that is identified by a common domain name and published on a web server. If you are looking at the screen very well, you will see that the domain name and the web server are highlighted. I'm coming back to explain that. Do you get that? Now, what is a domain name? You should be asking a web server. And why is it that a web server is also carrying hosting in the front? That means a web server can also be called a web hosting. Website. You understand what it constitutes the World Wide Web? What am I trying to say? You know what it means, www, that we used to use for any of our URL, any of our website, www.medexland.com and some other website like that I have worked on before. For every URL, you must see either www or an HTTPS protocol, in which we will talk about later. But for the course of this class, let's do everything step by step so that we understand everything thoroughly. Do you understand me? So before we go to the practical aspect, I told you that we are going to finish everything about the theoretical aspect, the terminologies and everything. Now, some terminologies in website design. When I say terminologies in website design, we are still coming back to domain. But first, let me open and expose you to URL. Try to get that down. Uniform resource locator, that is the full meaning of URL, and the URL is divided into two parts, as you can see on the screen, the protocol and the domain name. When I say protocol and the domain name, the URL is divided into two parts. You can see that I'm using color to demarcate these two things. Protocol, HTTPS is the protocol, while leucosite10.com.ng is the domain. Do you understand? So a URL is a passageway to the World Wide Web. It is the one that people will input into their computer system or into their phone, their mobile phone, to get to your website. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a URL is a passageway to the World Wide Web. Get that to your brain. Do you understand what we call URL now? It is the passageway to the World Wide Web. So let me quickly tell you something about the domain name. The domain name is your website name. The domain name, this is the name that you prefer to give your website. Definitely, if you are going to create any website for your client or somebody, they are going to give you their preferred domain name. Somebody will tell you that maybe their business is about clothes, maybe laundry. They'll just tell you that I want the name of my website to be ashakenlaundry.com. Do you understand? They will give you their domain name, so you should ask for their domain name. And then I will tell you something. Do you know that suggesting a domain name is one of the source of making money in Nigeria in some platform? I'm going to tell you about that later. In this video, I will expose you to just a lot of things. Not only how to design a website, but how to make money with website design, how to get client, where to get the best client, and how to maximize your profit. What are the prices? How are you supposed to charge your client? How are they supposed to pay you? Where are you supposed to get the best paying client? I'm going to explain you to all those things. But first, I just told you something about domain name suggestion. Domain name suggestion is one of the easiest way to make money. That is by the way. I'll talk about that in the next video. But for now, for the sake of this video, let me tell you the full things that I need to tell you about the domain name. I said the domain name is your website name. Think of a domain name as an address where internet users can access your website. Just an address where internet visitors, internet users can access your website. So let me quickly talk about web hosting. Web hosting is another very important thing for you to know as a website designer, and for you to know before you go deep into the practical aspect. Web hosting, when the hosting provider allocates space on the web server for a website to store its files, they are hosting a website indirectly. What am I trying to say in essence? I'm trying to say the web hosting make the files that comprises a website, which are the codes, images, etc., to be available for viewing online. What am I saying in essence? Web hosting, it is like, imagine you are having a drawer, you are having a file, but then you have already created the file, you already have your website. But for your website to be made online, you need a web hosting to make your website available online, for the availability of your website, so that people will be able to check those things that you have. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you know that there are two ways of creating a website? You can create a website online, and you can create a website offline. You can create a website and develop your website offline by doing some little coding and uploading it online. But then, after creating your website and designing it offline, it can be very accessible, but only to you, until you get a web hosting where you upload the files that you have created, that you have combined together, upload it for people to be able to check and access. Do you understand? So that is what a web hosting is. The web hosting makes your files that comprises a website to be available for viewing online. That is basically what the web hosting is. Are you following me? So now, I want to quickly tell you, just briefly, something that you need to know. Difference between a domain name and a web hosting. Only you should be able to answer this by now, because I have done thorough explanation of what a domain name is and what a web hosting is. Now, a domain name is the unique name of your website, such as www.lucosite10.com.ng. Do you understand what I'm saying? While a web server is usually called the web hosting, just like I told you earlier. I told you that a web server is also called the web hosting. Most time I use the word web hosting, and that's the popular word, that's the common word to describe a web server, but it's the same thing. It's an actual website file as well. Website file as so, because to avoid the long files of the video, I'm trying to cut the whole video short. So I will be stopping very soon. Let me stop with this one. Protocol means at which your files are being transmitted. If you remember when I was talking about URL, I said URL is divided into the protocol and the domain. And then I said, example of protocol, I said HTTPS. Do you understand? I gave the correct color, HTTPS. Do you understand it? So what am I saying? I said the protocol is the means at which these files are being transmitted. These files that are stored in the web hosting. The protocol is the means at which they are being transmitted. And we have two major protocols, which are the HTTP and the HTTPS. There is difference between HTTP and HTTPS. Let me quickly remind you. HTTP that doesn't carry S is not secure. You can look from your screen. I have highlighted some differences that you should take note of. It is not secure, and by that, hackers can easily have access to your website. And if you look at it very well, if you look at some sites that doesn't have the S, that just have HTTP, if you check the security site, they will warn you that please be careful of the information you share with this site, because this information are open and they are very open to scammers. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you have any website that have the HTTPS, which is the security, that have the SSL certificate, in that case, it will not be very accessible for hackers to get the information that are on this site. So because of that, I advise personally that whatever site they are going to create, make sure you get an SSL certificate for the site, and make sure that the site is very much secure. To round everything up, I'm going to give you 5 types of common domain that we have. 5 types of common domain that we have. As you are looking on your screen, I highlighted 5 common domains that we have that are very common that are used in Nigeria. We have the .com domain, which is majorly used for commercial businesses, and is the most common actually. It is used for maybe locosite.com, oemat.com, unicore.com. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is the most common domain that is used around the globe. Then we have .org. We have .org, organization. It is typically for non-profit organization, and then we have the .gov, which is for government agencies. We have the .edu, which is for educational institutions, and then we have the .net, which for network organization. May I quickly remind you before I end this video that every of these domains have their specific use. You don't have the right to use a .gov domain when you are not a government agency, and you don't have the right to use the organization domain. Though you might use it actually, that is not a bad barrier. Only the .gov and the .net, I think, has some restriction. But if you use .org domain in the wrong place, it means that you are not a professional website designer and you don't really know what is happening. But before then, let me quickly give you an assignment. Assignment number 1, check your screen to check the assignment. I told you to define what a website is. Do you understand? And then for the remaining assignment I showed on your screen, make sure that you do everything and submit it before the next class. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Make sure that you keep a file of your notes. Keep your notes with you. Don't joke with your notes, because you can always run to them for anything that you need any other time. Thank you, and God bless you.